Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. I'm the Blind Scout and I'm sitting here in Space Engineers, and today they had a new update. And let me get rid of this for a second. And the biggest thing is they've added new weapons. I mean, they've added a bunch of new blocks, and well, these are DLC blocks. But one of the biggest things is that they've added weapons. So if you look through, actually I guess I should leave that up so you can actually see the names of the things. Like the S10 pistol, which is I guess the basic pistol. And so you can actually, they now have pistols, which is something that I think was desperately needed. Also, one thing that's cool, these test dummies. They're very, very cool. Very, very cool. One thing that I will note is that, hold on, they have a conveyor tube on the bottom, so they actually consume steel plates for when you, actually let me just grab the rifle, destroy them, so that they respawn their stuff. You can also like shoot off the arms, it's because it's made up of 3 separate block units basically. Well, I guess basically 4 because you have the base as well. But it's very cool that you would now have this option. And they've changed the names of the weapons. Like the basic rifle is now the MR20, and they changed the way that the rifles function. I guess I'll walk through that first. So I'm going to stand back behind this. What is this called? It's a railing thingy, darn it. What is this called? Fire cover. That's what this is a DLC block. Which is has fire cover, and this is pretty cool. And this is actually 2 of them put together. You have this kind of corner piece, and you have a single piece. It's pretty cool. I'll cover that in a little bit. But so basically the starter weapon now, I mean the basic assault rifle, which is the MR20, is a single shot now, although it's pretty powerful. Also, you may notice there's now recoil, so you have to actually deal with recoil. Also, one thing that mentioned in the stream is like hip firing is not as accurate as looking down the sights. Also, if you crouch, you can actually, it makes it even more controllable. And then if you're like, oh yeah, if you're just using the jetpack, it's not necessarily as controllable either. That's interesting. And of course, moving affects it. Running affects it. Although how you manage to do that running, I don't know. But also, like, okay, so I'm going to go to the next one, which is the, it used to be called the precision rifle. It's the MR8P, and it's basically just got a little bit more accuracy. I think it does a little bit more damage. The first one, which I think so, though. Yeah, that's not as good of a. Yeah, it zooms in a little bit more, which is nice. Not a sniper rifle. They made a point to point out it's not a sniper rifle, which would be nice to have as well. I will say I'm hoping in the future to get a sniper rifle and a shotgun, because neither of those are in the game right now. Then we got the what used to be the automatic rifle, which is now the MR50A. Now it carries a 50 round magazine, which I'm wondering if probably what the 50 comes from. But yeah, you can do that. Also, one thing I forgot to mention, I'm going to go through all of this. Reloading animations. It actually takes time to go through the reloading animations and everything. You have to actually reload, which is a big deal. I'll very quickly go to the what was the elite rifle, which is now the MR30E, which is kind of a 3-round burst rifle. Then you hit R and you can reload. I just realized that. are reloads. Darn, I just hit that. I didn't realize they did that. Well, that's good. That's very good. So now there's an actual reason to reload, and it doesn't just go around endlessly. Honestly, I think this is one of the things that needed to be updated the most. I think this needed the updates the most. Also, I don't have a way of showing this, but each individual gun here, even all the different rifles, because they behave different, have different damage ratings and everything else, they actually have their own ammunition pool. So you have to actually make ammunition for your in particular weapon you're using. Like the MR20, I think, uses a different ammunition than like the MR8P or the MR50A, and so on and so forth. One thing that I'm going to pick up now is the pistol, which I think is something that the game definitely really needed. It's a low power weapon, but basically the game always... Oh yeah, that does help quite a lot just by kneeling. Now, of course, it's a low damage weapon, but it's one of those weapons that you should be respawning with. And man, it does a lot less damage than the rifle. So that's just the first one, which is the S10 basic pistol. You have the S20A, which is kind of the automatic pistol, and this one looks pretty cool with the red. It's kind of like a submachine. Well, it's an automatic pistol. Kind of like if the closest thing you have to like a submachine gun, really, at the moment. You have the elite pistol, which of course has a sight on it. Which I need. Oh, I just love the fact that you can shoot the arms off and stuff like that, and it's just very different. So I did set up the shooting range, although we're all pretty much... I mean, the weapons are... Like, you can get the precision weapon. She'll do damage over here. I kind of wanted to show that off. I mean, really, you're going to use a precision weapon. I'm hoping that they'll add, I think I already mentioned this, like a sniper rifle and a shotgun at some point in the future. Even if it's just like one of each and not a variety, like they've done everything else. I think that would be definitely cool. Now, we're going to look at one of my favorite add-ons right now, which is the RO1, which is the rocket launcher. I'm going to come down here, shoot one of these, and I completely missed. But it's just cool. This is basically what they did was they've reduced damage to like grids, so the guns aren't going to be as effective as shooting down, big and small grids as they used to be. But now the rocket launcher is a way to kind of fix that. Okay, apparently I don't think you can actually... Is it just that you can't hit this? I don't know why I'm not just... Hold on. Yeah, it's just flying right through it. Okay, good to know. Let's just do this. See? There we go. Eliminated those. So, we've got this version, which I think is really, really cool. You also have the Pro 1, which has a little bit more zoom to it. And I think it might... What is it? Precision scope. Yeah, it's basically got a precision scope. I don't know if it does any more damage. I think it might do more piercing damage or something like that. But that's cool. Actually, I can kind of... They seem to do about the same amount of damage to a grid. It's fun. It's fun. I'm enjoying it a lot. So anyway, then we have the firing barricades. Is that what I said they were? Fire covers. And of course I showed those. One other thing they've got, and of course fog is rolling in. Well, I guess I could clear that up. Weather. Clear weather. No, not create weather. Remove weather is what I meant to hit. Okay, so one thing that we've got, the sun's moved around a little bit, is this new, you know what I should have done to make this easier on myself? Is I should have grabbed a welder, obviously. I could just look at it. Weapons rack. And so it's basically a lot like the armory, really, where you can put weapons and ammo in here. Like if I wanted to drop that in there. Weapons rack. Which is cool. And then, and it fits in really nice and neatly with the previous stuff, which I thought was pretty good. They've got these half window blocks, which of course that's just, they've got two different ones that appear on both sides, and they've got corners, again, with reversed window sides, and those are pretty cool. I can see using these. I like how thin they are. They're very thin. I think I could find some good uses for these. They're pretty cool. You have the Embrasure Block. Oh, by the way, these ones here and the weapons rack are all, and that's all DLC. This is all DLC. Not the weapons themselves and not the dummies, but all of these things that I'm now showing you. The Embrasure is also a DLC, and it's pretty nifty because you can actually just shoot out without exposing yourself, which is pretty nifty. The only thing I have an issue with this, possibly, is that it may be a little bit, since it's in the as I understand it, since it's in the DLC pack, I do feel like maybe that might be a little bit pay to win, since you can take cover behind this, and but I think it's a pretty cool block. I do think it's pretty cool. And then you have the what are they called? Hallway blocks? Passageway blocks. That's what it was. Passageway blocks, and these are really cool because they're cool little passageway blocks. So I think anytime we get anything like this is really cool. You can actually put 2 and 2 together and make a really cool little area, and you can do all kinds of cool things with these. This feels like it should be in like a medical room or something that you step into to decontaminate. Like this should be a shower or something. It's kind of what I feel like it's a decontamination area. This kind of almost makes me think of like a metal detector. This one here is a small little like end piece basically, and then there's one with a light in it, so you can actually just have hallway. This is one thing you don't have is corridors. Corridors can get very dark because you don't have lights, so that's a really cool addition, and you can do interesting things with it, and it's cool. And of course you put them all together and you can get all kinds of really cool kind of stuff. I'm trying to think if there's anything else other than I mentioned the ammo refinement thing. Actually, I could probably just go, this is the station. Let me just run over here and go look into production. And they added a new consumable tab where you can see, where you can make the different ammunition types for the different weapons, like the MR8P magazine, and you see you can make the different magazines for the different weapons. I wonder if does the rocket launcher just take the what is that one called? The RO1. I'm guessing it just takes the standard 20mm rocket canister, because I don't see anything else that would be there, which makes sense, which is that simplifies things a little bit with those ammunitions. But yeah, I mean, I'm really actually very happy with this update and this DLC. I actually do like I do like all these blocks. I think that's going to open up a bunch of new things to do with it. with this. And as far as the handheld weapons, as I've said before, this is something that needed to be done. We desperately needed a handheld weapon update because it was something that was lacking so much. That the weapons just did not feel like you were actually... I mean, you know, it had to at least have a little bit of that shooter feel to it, and now they actually do. And with the recoil and everything, and the way recoil works and all that, I'm very happy with this update. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Go enjoy this update, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.